Hey, shalom, shalom. Want to say all praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, was a quanium of great millstone who ruled well. Shalom to the sensei brethren. I came out there across the four winds, the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are proclaiming the downfall of Esau Edom, the so-called white man and his wicked empire. So this video, like many videos in the past, is going to go into America, a country or a nation divided, which is according to what? Biblical prophecy, and must come to pass and is coming to pass in full effect in these last days and times before the ultimate culminating fall of Babylon the Great, which is known in the script, Babylon the Great, which is commonly known as America. So this is the book of Mark chapter 3, and this, watching these different political forums with Secretary of State Rubio, DHS Secretary Donald Trump, the man himself. Hey, and it shows you America is deeply divided between political affiliation, class affiliations, because you have guys like Elon Musk, you know what I mean, these different so-called rich billionaires. You understand? So is divided by class because people hate this man because he's the richest man in the world and he's doing all type of bullshit, so to speak. Things against, well, the mainly the liberals hate him now. And that's to show you it's all bullshit because this guy, the liberals loved him before he got up with Trump, man. Before he connected up with Trump, the so-called liberals loved him and his electric cars and the Tesla and all of this, saving the environment. But that's to show you it's all smoke screens, man. Smoke and mirrors, man. Behind closed doors. The elites can shift players from this side to that side. Ultimately, it's all for the division amongst the majority of the people, man. Casting the people against each other. Like I was saying, political divisions, Democrats versus Republicans, class divisions, rich versus poor, racial divisions, so-called Negroes versus white, so-called Latinos versus white. That's what the whole immigration thing of with the Northern Kingdom, starting of you West Indians and Haitians, you know what I mean? Trump is stirring up that division, man, amongst the people because these Edomites want you Spanish-speaking niggas out. You understand? That's why they're pushing this deportation thing. And it's all the Lord allowing Esau to push this down to stir up the division amongst the people here in America. Because this is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Because you have Edomites versus Edomites on both sides, man. You understand? And you have Jake up in there, which a lot of you Jakes is Satan too. But Esau is Satan himself. I mean, so to speak, the physical counterpart of Satan on earth is the Edomites. But you Jakes are connected with him. So you all in the midst with this whole cacophony of what's going on here in America. And you divided one against each other, man. Democrats versus Republicans, rich versus poor, so-called blacks versus so-called whites, so on and so forth. Immigrants versus non-immigrants. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, which America is a so-called kingdom, or like brothers like to say, queendom, and it's divided. You understand? Everybody hates everybody here in America, man. This side hates that side, and it's ready to kill each other. And that's beautiful to see as men of the Lord, as hopefully, because we just really on the sideline prophesying about it, and it's coming to pass before our eyes that these people are going to come up one against another, especially when shit get drastic, when shit hits a fan, when the economic collapse happen. These people are going to literally off each other, man, with no reservation, with no thinking twice about it, man. And brother's been speaking long time about the racial riots, the race wars, so on and so forth. But with that is going to come up political wars, class wars, so on and so forth. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but had an end can. Because none of these sides are righteous, man. The Edomites, you 2/3 of Jake, you Democrats, you Republicans, you so-called rich people, if you're not serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you're not right. which is the majority of you people here in America. So guess what? The Lord gonna just use you guys to cancel out each other, man. You understand? Which is a beautiful thing. You ever heard a saying, kill two birds with one stone? The Lord does that all the time. The Lord does that all the time. You understand? Verse I think that was it on that. But yeah, America is a divided kingdom, and you have the right man up in office to bring that to pass, man. DJ Trump. He's a cruel Lord. He pushing forward what Revelation 12:12, moving fast. This is book of Revelation chapter 12 verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitant, can rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. You Edomites, specifically you elites Edomites, rejoice. You know what I mean? Push forth your so-called New World Order more and more. Bring it forth. Bring forth the mark of the beast. Bring forth World War III. And that's exactly what they're doing, because they know they're on the clock. They know they're trying to so-called upset prophecy, but they're really fulfilling prophecy with what they doing, man. Speeding up the clock, man. You understand? Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down onto you, having great wrath, because you know it that he had but a short time. And even DJ Trump himself, he's not a young man. He's a so-called old man, so to speak. Well, 79 years old, 78, almost 80, touching 80. Which the scriptures do tell you 70 years is basically the fulfillment of life, and with addition of 10 years by strength. You understand? So we know he trying to get shit done, man. And Lord's will, he's the man. He's the last emperor of Rome, man, of modern Rome, which is America. And he pushing forward all these different executive orders, stirring up the people, stirring up the so-called Republican base against the Democrats and the Democrat base against the Republicans, stirring up the world against America, China against America, even Russia against America, Iran against America, Iran against Israel. He's stirring all type of shit up, man. You understand? Which is a beautiful thing to do. He not only divided America, he divided the world. This whole tariff situation shaking down the world. If you're not getting down with America, you're going to be taxed, man. Even if you're American allies, you're still going to be taxed, man. Unless you Israel. Unless you the so-called state of Israel. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Kind of who's modern the Egyptians? Americans, man. You know what I mean? Especially you specifically you Edomites, but Americans as a whole. But you can apply that to the Edomites too. Because even, like I was saying, the Edomites here in America, they're against the Edomites in Russia. And that's going to be the main configuration of this World War III. When Esau over here in America versus Esau in Russia. You understand? When the elites trigger that off, man. You understand? Because when you get deep, there's even division amongst the elites of the world, man. Different sides jockeying for power. You understand? So don't think the elites are united either, man. Yeah, they're united in keeping you niggas down, but they're united in terms of who's gonna be at the helm of power. They each different sides jockeying for power. Now we can't tell you the intimate details of what's going on with the so-called elites, but we're telling you the main thing. The main forecast is there. They're jockeying for power within themselves, man. You understand? And their two main bases is what? America and Russia. NATO and the EU. It's them different European nations and America versus what? Russia. And even within NATO, there's divisions. Like we see in America coming up against those different NATO countries, man, over there in Europe. So there's all type of divisions coming up in this world, man. This world is a divided world, man. And we know, like the scriptures say, a house divided, it must fall. So the rulership of this world is divided, man. The people of this world is divided. So it must have a fall. This current world order must meet a demise, man. And Esau, your new world order, is not gonna fix it. The new world order through Yahweh Shai is going to fix it. Yahweh Shai's world order is going to fix and mend everything with the Israelites being aristocrats and putting all these different heathen nations in subjection. That's going to bring everything back in order. That's going to seize all divisions. That's going to seize all wars. You understand? Book of Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So in here in America, city against city, everyone against his brother, man. That's what's going to happen. Americans versus Americans. And then on a grand scale, it's going to be kingdom against kingdom. America, NATO and the EU versus what, Russia. And even within NATO and the EU, you're going to have the 10 horns eventually coming up against America and shooting missiles against America. You understand? So these are things to watch for, man. The divisions amongst the peoples, amongst the kingdoms of the earth, man. You understand? That's things to watch for. And we've seen it play out before our eyes. And these divisions is only going to get more and more defined in these last days and times. Everybody going to have to pick a side, man. Russia, China versus America. America versus the world. America and Israel versus Iran. So on and so forth. Look for these things. Look for these things to get more and more defined and lines to be drawn in the sand more and more domestically and globally. Hey, so with that, hope this lesson was edifying. I'm going to say all praises be to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone and Ruel, and shalom to the elect. Hey, keep watching them prophecies, man. Keep watching. Shalom. Keep thy watch. Shalom.